There she is, beautiful CenturyLink, where the Super Bowl will not be played. But I couldn't figure out how to get the Super Bowl played in East Rutherford at MetLife, which is a little bit of a bummer. This would have been a lot easier to make it to a game in CenturyLink. Also, would have been better weather at a game in CenturyLink.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the...
And it's also Jim Nance and Phil Simms and not Joe Buck and
getting set for kick.
Troy Aikman, who are, in my opinion, going to be all over Peyton Manning. They're going to love him. But this is the updated rosters. I don't know if they're going to have Percy Harvin in this the way he's going to play in the Super Bowl. I hope so. I know he's in the roster. Both teams are 91 overall on the latest roster update.
Thanks, guys. Speaking with the players and coaches throughout the week, it's easy to see one focus will be controlling the clock.
Yeah, this is a bummer that I can't play the game at East Rutherford. This is going to bother me a lot today. There's the two quarterbacks. Dangerous. And the man with the red dots or red lines all over his forehead. Peyton Manning. You would really think that when you're in the NFL, you could get a helmet that works a little better for your head than the one Peyton Manning gets, which looks like when he takes it off, his head has been squeezed in a vice for 60 minutes of football. There's Percy Harvin. Percy Harvin, I don't think he's returning kicks in this game on these depth charts, but he sure as heck is in on special teams making tackles. There she is, opening kick of the Super Bowl, and it's taken out to the 29.
About the
28, sorry. That's a season right there for Peyton Manning, by the way. That was a real life season that he just put together, where they scored about 1 billion points.
That he has great success with. Everybody in the NFL knows he's going to run them.
Football on his phone.
Offense lines up here. They motion the receiver around to the other
Wes
side.
Welker may very well be the number one person I want to see crushed by Cam Chancellor in the upcoming game. I really don't have anything against Demaryius Thomas. No Sean up the middle. You don't run up the middle against the Seahawks. You just don't do it. But Wes Welker, there's something about that little snot that I want to see him blown right up into 1 billion pieces.
How to become a precise route runner, and when you're a precise route
so that would be nice. Eric Decker I like, okay. I like Demaryius Thomas. He's just big and cool. And they've got on the bottom of the screen there, you can see the matchup. Richard Sherman, Demaryius Thomas. Peyton, I dare you to test that one. Go to the bottom of the screen. Go to the mouthpiece. Challenge the mouthpiece. It will be a pick. Hand off to Thomas again, and that's a big run. Oh, my gosh. Did he really just run over Earl? Okay, that is something that will never actually happen in the real Super Bowl. I understand that Noshawn can run, but look at this at the end. That is Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor getting run over by Noshawn Moreno. I love Madden, and I love that it's a good sim, but in real life, there's no way Noshawn Moreno will run over Earl Thomas and over Cam Chancellor. All right, what's Peyton got up his bag of tricks? Up those sleeves. He has the worst. Peyton Manning legitimately has one of the worst football looks ever. The man plays football his entire life to get to the NFL. And when he got there, it was like he was not allowed to actually pick out his own gear. All right, finally a throw against this good Seattle Seahawks defense. And, of course, it's Eric Decker with the catch, Sherman with the tackle. I didn't see who was supposed to be guarding Decker there on the drag. I'm guessing Jeremy Lane. Oh, we had a zone. And KJ Wright looks like he missed his assignment. No, Bobby Wagner? Oh, my gosh. If Bobby Wagner is missing assignments in the real Super Bowl like that, it is going to be a long day. Champ, I would love to. I'm streaming this on Twitch. Champ, I would love to have an Xbox One, so why don't you buy me one and send me one? I have a PS4. I just didn't know how to set this up to stream on the PS4. So, it's PS3 tonight. I might, if I can figure out the PS4, how to stream it later for one of my first days with my streaming equipment, then I will do that. As for now, you can see Peyton Manning in PS3.
1st and 10.
All right, lots of time. That is something that is going to be terrifying. Lots of time. There's Richard Sherman with the push out of bounds. He gets credit for a tackle there, I believe. So I heard today that Peyton Manning is an average of 3 seconds to throw.
Advantage of the crowd noise up in Seattle.
That's brutal for the Seattle Seahawks rush. They have a good rush. Seahawks have a good rush. They do. They have a good defense overall. I know everyone talks about it, but they have a good rush. But 3 seconds and throw is ridiculous. Here comes a draw. Noshawn already ran over Earl Thomas once today. No? Oh, he's going to pass. Oh, and screen. You got to get upfield there. Oh, my gosh. 2 missed tackles. And then Bobby Wagner with the fumble. Oh, my gosh. Chris Clemens, go, baby. Go, go, go. Get up. What are you doing?
They bring him to the turf.
What are you doing? The Seahawks are notorious for performance enhancers, not dehancers.
What a
great no replay on that one. Why would you want to show the replay of Bobby Wagner jarring the ball loose of Noshawn Randall? That actually could happen. That actually could happen. Is what I'm reading true here from Champ in the chat that NC State has the most starters in the Super Bowl?
A receiver in the slot.
That intrigues me. First play, Russell Wilson, play action. Finds Percy. Uh-oh. Game changer right off the bat. Game changer right off the bat. Those are going to be his routes for real in the Super Bowl, too. Little quick hitters, just like he gets, these little quick ones that he turns upfield and just explodes.
Bigger, stronger, and he's as tough as I've ever seen him. He is a perfect fit for the Seahawks.
All right, here we go. Oh, I thought they were going to do empty set. And the empty set for the Seahawks is devastating right now. I don't know against the Broncos D if it will be. Russell Wilson on play action. Again, he's got to get open. Golden Tate, oh my gosh. You got to catch it. This is going to stress me out tonight, I have a feeling. I'm so geeked for this game. Golden Tate would make that catch in real life. Maybe. I don't know how far towards the sideline it was. I will tell you this. Balls to the sideline to Doug Baldwin are caught every time. If you have not seen a Seahawks game this year, I guess this would be his down, third and anything. Doug Baldwin by the sideline, by anywhere, makes the most ridiculous catches. No, he drops one first down. There's Golden Tate across the middle. Get it. All right, going to give him that first down. Dang it. It's going to bring out John Ryan. John Ryan for the longest time. I think it was up until the Cardinals game, which was the Seahawks. It was the Cardinals game. Second to last game of the season. And their first loss at home in Russell Wilson's time as a Seahawk. He had, I think, 15 total yards, return yards against him. I believe it was up to that game. So let's see he bombs him. He bombs him and he gets him high. It's beautiful.
Holiday.
You got to hit harder than that. You got to hit harder than that. Malcolm Smith in real life wouldn't have been down there that fast, but Malcolm Smith in real life also would have crushed him had he been down that far. All right. Turn 2 for Peyton. He drove right down the field on the first drive. Pre-playing the Super Bowl. Couldn't play it in East Rutherford. Had to play it here in Seattle. Couldn't figure out how to change that. Playing on PS3. Don't know how to get my PS4 to stream yet. And then record. I know you can just stream using the PS4, but I want to use my Elgato.
First and 10.
I would love him to throw at Richard Sherman. He hasn't yet. That is a play is that out of bounds? One of those fun things of Madden. Receivers who catch the ball out of bounds with no one around them and decide not to put both feet down. A toe drag would be nice. Leftwich in the chat arguing where Russell Wilson went to school. He's a combo. Wisconsin, North Carolina State mix. But most importantly known for playing against the Spokane Indians or the Tri-City Devils here in Spokane Stadium when he was a minor league baseball player in the Chicago Cubs organization. Look at the linebackers in. They drop back. Noshawn on the draw. And that is what happens in real life against Bobby Wagner. That's 2 huge hits for Bobby Wagner. He's got 2 tackles. One was a fumble, forced a fumble. The other right there was just a big hit. That is the real life Bobby Wagner, not the one who blew the coverage earlier in the game. The one that kills you when you try to run up the middle.
And you think about a team that was a #1 seed in the AFC.
And the Seahawks, I don't know what defense they're playing here. It's hard to tell from this angle, but they're cover 1, cover 3 normally. I love their cover 1 or cover 0. Cover 0. Their cover 0 is gorgeous. It's Earl Thomas running all over the place. All right, here's a punt.
For the Denver Broncos to give up a play like that, and that's it.
Leftwich also in the chat thanking me for the Gus Bradley. Gus Bradley's the man. Gus Bradley and the Seahawks, the Jags and the Seahawks are the only 2 teams that run this defense, the Seahawks run. Of course, because of Gus Bradley. That was Golden Tate with the return. Golden Tate, I believe the only way, if you told him that his family was held hostage and you were going to murder them, but the only way he could save his family was to fair catch, his family would be dead. He does not do it. Well, here's a little Marshawn look right here. Some beast mode. They're going to have to get him going in real life in the Super Bowl. I love a run up the middle by Marshawn. And that's just like real Marshawn. Falling forwards, getting extra yards, 7 yards. If he can pop off 5 yards a carry to get the game going, I know he's not. You can't really keep that up through an entire game. But if they can get him going right at the bat, 5 yards, 6 yards, woo, baby.
We're tougher than you are, and we're just going to come right.
I don't like this formation. This isn't a real Seahawks formation here. You're not going to see Zach Miller lined up in the backfield, but he is going to catch that pass for the first down, so that's good. But that's just never going to be anything you see in the real Super Bowl. But Madden apparently likes that play.
I think the best thing to say about that play is just that
that was a good catch. Zach Miller has been so awesome this year, and so has Luke Wilson. Our tight ends underutilized. The tight ends were utilized a ton first half of the season until defenses started containing on the ends. And as soon as they started containing on the ends, Russell Wilson was finding tight ends open on play-action boots, on late drags where they set up blocking and then do a delayed drag. And Russell Wilson was getting huge completions to Zach Miller and Luke Wilson downfield. And then as soon as they started running the defensive ends in a contain, and he had nowhere to run on those boots, the tight ends disappeared. There's a thread the needle to Doug Baldwin. Wow, a thread the needle to Doug Baldwin on first down as opposed to third.
hey, nice job of the
Champ in the chat with a Ron Dane never fell forward. No, Ron Dane fell into a buffet and then disappeared in like the pudding or something. All right, here's that Seahawks drive. Is it going to be second quarter yet? They switching sides? Oh, you got another play in you, Russ. You got another play in you. They got to go Marshawn here. They have not gone to him enough. Running the clock down, which means I have to fill. I'm not going to fill. Look at those Broncos on the sideline. Look how excited they are to be in the Super Bowl in CenturyLink on a sunny day, not in the snow.
After that catch for a first down.
Here's the handoff. Lynch up the middle, nice stiff arm, beast mode, who looked awesome coming off the airplane. A lot of people were ripping the fact that the NFL Network was showing the Seahawks getting off the airplane. Come on. How are you ripping that? What else are you going to show on the NFL Network? If you're watching the NFL Network, isn't that what you're watching for? What did you want to see? I love that. I can't believe it. Who would ever watch the Seahawks and Broncos get off the airplane? This is so dumb. It looks just like football players getting off the airplane. Why are you watching? All right, into 1-0-0.